What's up, Kwanza Global family? Today is another episode of the Kwanza Global podcast. This is episode 7, and today's episode is called 5 Star. And specifically, we're going to be talking about service on today's episode. And yeah, let's get into it. It's your boy Mayokun, and we're going to have a good day. Let's go. So, let's talk about service. And let's go into the definition of 5 star. Let's go into the definition of 5 star. So 5 star, if you look up the definition, it says especially hotels or restaurants, but what you guys hear that like 5 star hotel, 5 star restaurant, right? And specifically in this case, we're just talking about, I'm using the term just, generally speaking, it could be with any type of, business of any kind. But usually we hear it with hotels and restaurants and stuff. But the definition is given 5 stars in a grading system, typically one in which this denotes the highest class or quality. So we generally all know what this means, but basically 5 star means, the quality of service is top notch. This is top notch quality, top notch service, the highest class of service and or quality. Like we're talking top of the line, like in whatever aspect that, depending on if it's a restaurant, top class, it's 5 star for a reason. The food, the servers, the drinks, the whole menu is fire. Everything is just top notch. The tables, the seating arrangement, the walls, the bathrooms, the cleanliness of the whole establishment. The same thing with hotels, except maybe the room service is 24 hours. There's always security. There's always this, like, depending on the establishment. 5 stars is just simply top notch service, top notch, highest class. The highest class, the top of the top in quality and service and whatever they're providing, and whatever they're providing for you. They're helping you with their, that they're doing for you. It's top notch. And people tell other people, and their people tell other people, and it's like, if you go here, you're gonna get your money's worth. You're gonna get the best of the best. It's gonna be worth your time there, and it's not something you're gonna regret. That type of quality, that type of reputation, 5 star. So that's what we're talking about today, and that's what Kwanza Global, the brand, this company, this whole everything that makes up Kwanza Global, our our work within our work is to be a 5 star service, to serve others, and for that to be something that we take pride in, something that we take, that holds weight, that it's our reputation to have 5 star service. If you meet us, if you talk to us, if you message us, if you any of that, if when you support, when you show love, when we see you representing, when we know when we know you're listening, this, that, or the third, we're showing love, we're showing support back, and we're letting you know that we see you. We see you and we appreciate you. And that goes into the content that we produce as well. Like we're producing content to serve others, to serve you guys listening right now, those people that watch us and engage with us on our social platforms, those that buy our merch. All of that is all of that we're doing is part of service. It's part of that 5-star service that we each and every day strive to achieve. And that's like the point of it. And I mean, what are we doing it for if it's not, for y'all? If it's not for one another, if it's not to serve, and that's what this is about. To be of service, to be of service. And honestly, what we're doing is using our gifts, talents, and abilities to serve each other, to serve one another, and that's what Kwanza Global is about. Serving one another, and within serving one another, inherently, that's what I'm also talking about. Showing love, sharing love, showing love, and receiving love back, and that's what we're talking about here in serving, as well inherently, because that, you can't serve, appropriately and cheerfully and with gratitude and such without love. You can't do that to you can't do that very very well without love. And that's what we're doing here with, we're out here to serve, and we're really just showing love each and every day, for the people around us, up in uplifting in this platform right here, and the way that we uplift and encourage and inspire. Honestly, this platform, you can even read in the description, we want to provide wisdom and just have a platform for conversation with this podcast and our other social media platforms, but specifically here as well, being that this is where we have, these, you know, weekly conversations, and and just conversations period, where we can just talk about various things in life. And honestly, this is, at the end of the day, we are called to serve, and this is what Kwanza Global is doing day in and day out. That's what we're, in everything that we do, that's what we're inherently doing, is just serving. Again, for those listening and those who all of you are part of this community, part of this family. We're all serving one another. And that's what it's about. And everything, it's kind of everything. It comes with a meaning, from the designs and the name of the brand. Everything comes with a meaning and a purpose behind it, an intent, and ultimately it leads to us. It always leads to being of service. And helping one another, and in every single time. So it's always ingrained in everything that we do, in the stories, the inspiring stories, and the experiences that we talk about on here, and just being real and being authentic. All of that is just, we're just helping one another grow. We're really being of service to one another, and that's what we're doing each and every day. And our just our in our daily life. That's literally what we're about. That's literally what we're about. Again, everything is connected. So a lot of the things that we've had conversations about over these past 7 episodes, they're all connected, and they all are a part of what Kwanza Global is about, and what we all should talk about and be about, in our, as we grow daily. So that's really I just, especially this topic as well, but everything that we talk about on here, really, it's important to talk about and understand, and most importantly, apply as well. We don't want to just take some things here and there and do nothing with it, because at that point, you you wasted a value. You wasted, you know, you wasted your time in that sense, because you've heard it and it's something that you could use. And it's just like anything. If you could learn so much things on the job, this that, but if you don't apply it, then what time? What was the need, or the point of spending all that time learning or training and or trying to understand something, or just being there, if you're not going to apply it? Because then it becomes pointless. It's not. It becomes for nothing, because then the opportunity that you have to use what you learned, you don't use it, and then what are you doing there? What are you actually? How are you trying to grow? What are you going to do with that information then? What was the essence of really, you know, getting something from it, but not actually putting it to use? Um, it's literally like, what would be a good example? It'd be like buying an Xbox, um, or what's the Series X. It's like getting the Series X right now and having it, and it's just sitting there. It's just sitting there, all right. And let's say let's say for the sake of this example, you've you don't know, you just learned how to, like, you never really, you're not a video game guy. Let's say you've been, like, maybe at your friend's crib, or you went to you know they gave you, you went to uh, GameStop or whatever, and to let you test out the game, right? Or just like a quick give a quick do a quick game on 2K, right? And you were on the controller and you were just learning how to, because you, let's just say you weren't a video game person growing up, so now you just get in tune to video games, right? And you just figuring out how the controls work, this, that, and the third. So you end up liking it, whatever, figuring out how to maneuver everything. So I mean, there's no point of buying the console if you're not going to, if you're not going to understand. So it's like, all right, I know, understand how to use the Series X Xbox, right? So, boom, you figure that out. You end up buying one, and it just sits there. You end up buying a game for the console, or you don't even have to buy one anymore. You could just purchase one on there. But let's say you buy a physical disc, right? And then literally you so you buy it, right? And then you're playing the game that you learned how to play in the GameStop. But as soon as you buy the game, you're playing, you don't use anything you learned. Instead of using the X button to shoot, you're pressing you're pressing instead of using the X button to shoot, using the freaking, what are you using? The A button or the B button? I haven't played Xbox myself so long. It's been a minute. I've been on hiatus off that. I'm trying to even remember the controller buttons. But you're not using any of the buttons that you learned to shoot, right? It's like you're not applying it at all. And instead of, because what's the point? It's like you were there, you were testing it out. So now it's like, if you don't, what I'm saying? The basic point is, if you don't apply it, then you wasted your time there. It's like you were taught the basics, you were taught how to do this, do that. Once you finally have the opportunity to really play, like, let's say you're on an online game and you have to do it, if you don't apply what you learned, it's like, oh, if you're open, you gotta shoot it, and then you gotta make sure the bar fills up. When it turns green, oh, you let go. That's how you shoot on 2K. If you don't apply that, and then you're just out there just pressing X, just pressing X, not applying what the what the game entails for you to succeed and actually playing the game well, then you're just there. You're not really doing anything. You know, that's just a simple example. You're not doing anything. It's like, all right, I told you to do this, told you to do that. It's like, all right, now it's time. This is your opportunity to do what you just learned. Of course, it takes time, but the point is you have to apply it once the opportunity comes. You have to get to that point where you're applying what you've learned. So that knowledge isn't just knowledge. It's like, oh, I know, because there's people, we know people like that. There's people who are book smart and they know so many things, but when it comes to a real life situation, um, just and applying what those books that they've been reading tell them or explaining to them or have taught them, once it comes to that applying it and there's a real life situation where they could use what they read or what they've learned or what they know so much about up there, knowledge wise, once it comes down to actually doing it, they're not doing it. And that is becomes a lack of wisdom then. Because then, all right, you know all of this, but you're not actually using it. Well, what is the use? You might as well not even, you know it yet. Because if you're not going to apply it anyway, you knowing it becomes of no good use if you're never going to apply it, if you don't apply it. Because then, all right, it sits in your head and you have the knowledge of it, but it's not being put to work at all. So it's almost as if you don't really, it'd be the same effect if you didn't have any knowledge of whatever it is at all. It'd be the same effect because either way produces no results. Right? So at the same time, everything that we're talking about also has to be, we have to put it into application. So when we're talking about service here, this is something that is bigger than me, bigger than just you or the person next to you, or just this is Kwanza Global. Global, emphasis on global, like for real. This is something that will, you know, be bigger than me, bigger than you, bigger than us, bigger than just and how to be of service, 5 star, something that is bigger than us, 5 star service, something that could to be global and reach that far. And doing what we're doing with this brand, it is service, 5 star service, 5 star service, and that's what it is. Being that helping hand, um, stretching that hand out to help your brother or sister in need, that is struggling, to be of service. And we can all be of service daily, daily. And that's all a part of everything I'm doing now. When we wake up, all of Kwanzaa Global, that's what we're about. When we wake up, when we sleep, when we eat, like, to be of service. This is ingrained in what we do. Everything is planned out, you know, and really thought of and well thought of. And me personally, I've come to, for sure, not try to. I mean, there's certain things that I want done. Like, yo, I wish it'd be just, oh, like I'll have an idea and it's like, all right, let me just try to, I'll get to a point where it's like I really want to come up with I don't know, certain concept or idea of something, right? Um, and then it'll be like I don't want it to necessarily be rushed, right? I don't want it to be rushed, but it's just the excitement, or rather the energy of me really wanting to put out something that is special, you know, that I think will really, mean something to mean something to those out there, to all of you. and of course to myself as well, and that will resonate and will again have a purpose and an intent, a meaning behind it, right? But with that, I know it's always understand that there's a process. There's a, a process and a something that I enjoy as well, but a process nonetheless that I have to go through to get to that point where it's like I come up with an inspiration, and a beautiful creation idea that it culminates over time. It might be a week, might be 2 weeks, might be 3 weeks. But people really have to understand also the position they're in. Right now, I'm not a, you know, you don't have to make it or be a billionaire before you start understanding there's still a process to all of this, and you also have to take. I take this with pride now because, you know, the bigger you get, the more responsibilities and more things that you have to do, and then that you also have to be able to trust the process of trying to get what you're trying to do creatively whatever I say, yo, creatively you still have to get into that creative space and kind of as regards to if you're, I mean, really in anything, but creatively, just trying to get into that space of like, what's next? What can I do here? And just trying to better, um, and better your brand. And that work is always something that you have to put in on a daily basis. But the thing is, I understand I have the time. I have the time, more time now, where I'm at this beginning stage of where we're at with the brand. So being at this beginning stage, it's like I understand that it's not it's so beautiful though, because at this beginning, the time I have, that time where it's like I'm trying to bring something out that's and getting that inspiration. Sometimes I'll be watching something and it'll give me a spark, honestly. Um Different spark. And honestly, I was watching the the Kanye doc on the flicks, right? And there was something, and it was I think it was the third act of the documentary, the last act of that documentary, and it got to the point where they were just showing one of a couple of the scenes of the documentary were just him going through, you know, this was like the fashion stage of his life, where he was meeting up with Japanese creators and just coming up with different concepts for his various fashion endeavors. But there was something that sparked me in just seeing that those various clips of that of the process that was going on there with Ye, and that just and certain things just inspired me and it hit me, and I'm like, let me delve into this right now. And I just had an idea, and I immediately went into my bag real quick and started, brainstorming here and there. So again, but the point is, the the uh the that I that process takes time, right? But it's all it all comes into, because again, I can't, me rushing it will not be of I can't be of service to you if I'm giving you just, I mean, that would not be 5-star service. If I'm rushing, trying to rush the process, just trying to put something out, just trying to, like, I'm not in it just to, oh, I'm trying to sell something. I'm just trying to sell this. I just want people, I'm just trying to put something out. Let me just, come on. That's not, that's, I think people at times, I know there's people out there at times that believe like just as long as you're doing something, or as you're just all right, you're just producing something, it's okay, that's fine. There's still a balance. There's still a place where you have to be proud of your work. You have to be, do your work well, with with excellence. You know what I mean? And there's it's not like there's varying degrees of excellence. Excellence is excellence. It's the point. The point is not to um the gifts and abilities that you have, the talents that you have to produce whatever work that you're able to produce, right? You being able, like, when it's done well. You know what I mean? It's not about what anyone, you know, how anyone else would do it. You know what I mean? It's not how anyone else would do it, or trying to compare it. No, no, no. You have a ability, a gift to do whatever it is you're able to do, right? Understand that, trust that, know that God gave that to you, right? That is what you're that's what makes you. That's a part of who you are. So don't doubt that. So now, understanding that comes first there, and then from there you put in the work to make sure that it's like, this work is excellent with the gifts and the within the gifts and the talents and abilities God gave me. This is excellent for what I want to put out to produce, right? And that's where I'm coming from here, where it's like, I'm not gonna rush something just to produce something, just to have it out. For what means I'm trying to, like, this is for the Kwanza Global family. This is for the community. This is for the world. This is global. So I'm not gonna put something out that I'm gonna look at and it's like, yo, why? What was the mean? Like, when you ask me what does this mean, or what is the meaning behind that, or why you chose this, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna be 100% about it. There's no. It's not gonna be something I'm gonna look back and be like, or regret. It's like, you know what I mean. It's consistent elevation, consistent progress. All right, the next one, I'm gonna build off that one. Build off that one. There's no complacency, or there's no lack of focus or energy, or there's a word I'm trying to think of, or there's not a there's not a place where I come to where it's like, all right, I be get comfortable, or comfortable, a place of comfortability, of getting too comfortable, or becoming very, what's the word I'm thinking of, just becoming very plain, or lacking imagination, or just becoming straight up just to put something out, to put something out, where, all right, I'm just gonna put this out, the same thing out, but I'm just gonna switch it up here. And like, no, I it's more like, I'm really trying to build and build and build on top of what I'm trying to be of service. I'm trying to put something out with meaning, with purpose, with intent, with that love in mind, that to be of service. I'm trying to provide a service that is not of, it's not a throwaway by any means. It's something that will be regarded with regarded as high class, great quality, and just there'll be value placed on it, because I that's what I intended it for it to be, for it to have value, for it to have meaning, right? All of that within the creation process, I want it to have, and I'll make sure to have it, because I love what I do. So I'm gonna make sure it's the everything from the content to the merch to everything is of service. And I'm gonna give you the real me as well. We're gonna give you the real me. You know, I'm gonna give you the real me. Grace is gonna give you the real her. Everyone, all of us within this community, we got who we are. Who God created us to be, who God called us to be, who we are, our who we are, who we are is not to be diminished. Our identity, our identity, you know cannot be diminished because because we don't even know who you know what I mean. We have to be real with ourselves, for real. And that comes with having conversations like this. And serving one another. And inherently that's showing love, and inherently that comes in um with Kwanza Global. That comes We have to, in the work that we produce and everything we put out, we're putting in work with that always in mind. That's just ingrained. That's just a part of it. We're trying to serve, and that is just a something we should do, just as just to be just showing love to one another is just something we should do anyway. But again, with this platform that we have and that we're growing on Kwanza Global, this is something that I want that message to be heard. We serving one another more can. You don't understand how many mountains and hurdles and challenges will be, you know, overcome and just conquered if we understand that. And again, it comes with it really comes with understanding that and embracing that as well. But man, it's just every day. You I mean, you definitely have to come off that high horse, right? You can't. It's hard to serve being on that high horse. You have to come off that high horse sometimes. Sometimes we're on that high horse and we're just sitting chilling. It's like, all right, life's sometimes to serve you have to get off that high horse sometimes. There's some people that don't have that horse. You got to get off your high horse. Talk to that brother, talk to that sister, and and conversate and talk, show love, and let them get on that high horse too. Right? Let them get on that high horse. Let's both be on our high. Let's ride this out together. How about that? You on your high horse, and most of the time when we talk about that, it's in a sense like it's like being overly righteous. It's like, all right, you what? This how about look at it like this? You on your high horse. How about you get someone up on there too? But we're not talking on some overly righteous stuff. But I'm trying to get you up here with me. I'm trying to help you succeed. I'm trying to inspire you and give you that spark, give you that inspiration, give you that wisdom, give you that encouragement, so you can get up on that high horse and stop feeling down and depressed and just down in spirits. And you know what I mean. Look, I'm looking at that perspective. So you on your high horse, and the reason it's known for it, that term is known for it kind of being in that overly righteous sense, because you're on your high horse looking down on people. You're looking down on people on that high horse as if you were always on there, as if you always just knew, you just always had it going. You just were always on that high horse, the day you were born. And that's we know that's not true. Get off that high horse. You're up there now. All right, great. Now come down. Have the have the humility, and the understanding. Not because no one's telling you to, but the understanding. You have to understand why. It's like why you're coming off that down horse, because you didn't put yourself up there. You didn't put yourself on that high horse. Everything you have did not come from you, and you know what I mean. You have to think a little bit there. I'm thankful to God for just everything that He's given me, and my gifts, talents, and abilities, and everything that all the people He's put in my life, and for everything that's happened in my past, everything that's happening right now, as we speak, and everything that's gonna happen in the future, I'm just thankful to God because He's the only one keeping me. He is why I'm where I am right now, and He's the reason why I'm going to be where I'm going to be. And all of it is bright because of Him, because God is the light. So everything is bright. You know, He don't play about His children. No, so that's real. So I'm not gonna be on my I'm not gonna be on my high horse looking down on anybody. No, I'm not. That perspective changes because if I'm on my high, I'm gonna get down. If I'm on a high horse, in the sense of not being overly righteous, but rather just being on a level of prestige, or being on a level of prestige and of a high class. All right, I'm on. Hey, I'm on this white horse. I'm killing it right now. If I see a brother or sister in need, I'm getting off that high horse. Time to go go eat some grass, and I'm gonna go help my brother and sister in need, and we on the same level here. Cause we always, you know what I mean. I'm not better than you. You're not no better. You know what I mean, and there's no sense of it's like you. I have more authority or privilege than you because of what? Because of what? Of what? Oh, you know what I mean? Like we both human. We both breathe the same. We both bleed the same. We both, came here the same way. All of that. You know what I mean? We're not. You know what I mean? You, my brother. You, my sister. There's no. Because of what I do or how much I have or how much you have and how much, you know what I mean? None of that. That is all nonsense, right? So being on my high horse, I see it as, all right, I'm on a level where I'm killing it right now. But I'm not going to let my where I'm at, the level I'm at, define how I see others and also how I see myself. I'm still the same me. Just because I'm leveling up and God is increasing me and blessing me does not mean that I forget who I am and how I got here. Right? I'm not gonna forget that. And I'm not gonna forget that I'm not going to forget or be what's the word? Be naive or to be, I mean, to be blind of the fact that the same way God has elevated me, He's gonna do the same for my brother or sister over here, and for that person over there, and that person. You know what I mean? I'm not looking at bad perspective. I'm on my whole, like, you're gonna be like one is on their high horse and they're just, they over here, because some people deem it like that. Where you just successful and it's like, all right, you're on your high horse now. It's like, no, you could be on your high horse and you leveling and not everyone has to know about it. That does not have to be the case. But the point is, and you're serving others at whatever level you're at, whether you're a billionaire, a millionaire, a couple thousands, a couple hundreds, just a penny to your name, it don't matter. God's going to continue elevating you. But are you a servant? Do you understand you were called to serve? Do you understand that you have to serve first? Do you understand that those that you call the least now are going to be the greatest? Are going to be the great? Do you understand that? Do you understand that concept? Do you understand that reality? Do you understand that, the last shall be the first? Do you understand that? That what you see now, like, don't get caught up in all that. You can be on your high horse, or, or look at it like this: you can be on your horse on a high level. That's really all it is. That doesn't mean I'm knocking down the person over there. Like, no, my work. Part of my work is to serve that person who's not sitting highly on their horse, who doesn't have a horse. You know what? I'm gonna pick you up, bro. Do you know? Do you understand how? Like, I want you to see, what it's like. I want to help you get up on that. Get up on that horse over there. Get up over there. It's like, yo. Matter of fact, there's God has created plenty of horses, enough for all of us. We can all sit highly on our horse and look like royalty, and no, look like be royalty. We are royalty. You know what I mean? So I'm not looking at a from a shift your perspective. I mean, we talked about this in previous episodes, but you have to look at it that way. All right, you don't you know don't look at it as you succeed. It's like, all right, now you have to bring yourself down. Nah, nada. As you succeed, that's more responsibility and more of a reason, and to be honest, should be a reason, period. But as you continue to see, that's more of a reason, more of a responsibility, more task on you to serve even more, to serve, you know, even more, and in as greater ways, because you have the resources, you have the ability, you have the opportunity, you have the the capability to do so. So do it. That's what it is. You know what I mean? So don't give me that. It's like you're sitting on your high horse, and you know what I mean, and you gotta humble yourself and get up. It's like, you could be on your high horse. That doesn't you know what I mean, for you to get off your high horse. It's not because someone's telling you to do it. Be real. It's not because someone. Now, if you get knocked off your high horse, that's because now you ran into some trouble, and you're trying to you're losing direction, and now you're just going places you shouldn't even be going. Now that horse stumbling a little bit. Now that horse not trying to go through that terrain because you messing up, right? So you get knocked off that high horse. God is telling you something. Life is hitting you back, telling you, hey, you not the creator of all things. You didn't get here by yourself, buddy. You know what I mean? That kind of thing where you get knocked off. That's a different story. But I mean, you could be on your high horse, man, and step off. In a metaphorically speaking. You know what I mean? Like, you could step off and be, and you know what I mean, in that sense, people will be like, you know what I mean? Because how many people really expect billionaires to be out here with the quotations around the regular folks? We all the same, man. Right? But how many times, you know what I mean? Like, you don't see it often. And I mean, people will say, there's reasons for that. I understand that. But that's why we all have, all God gave us all a brain. All God gave us, plenty of knowledge. God gives us wisdom, especially when we ask for it, right? So there's, I don't care what level you're at, and especially if you whether you're a millionaire, billionaire, whatever, there's no excuse not to serve. I don't care. You don't have to be in the middle of Times Square giving out money or giving out free this, free that. You don't have to. You know what I mean? There's so many ways you can serve, right? I don't want to hear any excuses for that. All right. Because people will bring up like how, like someone like Nipsey, rest in peace, Nipsey, was serving his community, and look what they did to him. What just passed, MLK Day, Martin Luther King was serving. He was serving, trying to bring us to give us a different world, and we are in a different world from his time. And look what happened to him. Look how the result of that, people would say, and I mean, and I'm just talking. I'm giving very example of people who were, influential and just successful in their work and breathing back. And we could bring up examples all day of people where they were serving and they were also of it may not necessarily be high monetary. Maybe they weren't in a billionaire status or millionaire status, as far as in the examples of like MLK. Um, but Nipsey was was in a I'm sure was in a great place financially, right? So you know what I mean. Same thing, and it's like I don't. It has nothing to do with the money. Where it's like people will say like you're in a place of high position and people won't understand. So if you kind of if you're around you know if you're around people not on that level too much, they won't understand or this that and the third. You know what I mean? And be jealous, this that and the third. Various things like that that I've heard before. And there's truth to it though, but that's not the point at all. That doesn't stop you from serving. You know what I mean? That doesn't stop you from serving. You could be right there within the community, serving at again whatever level you're at. There's no fear in it. First and foremost, right? There's no fear in it because inherently there's love, right? So there's no fear in it because with love there's no fear. There can't be fear, right? So there's this. So whether or not there's truth to those arguments where it's like at a certain level, there's certain things that you try to do and it's like because there's no fear in it. So if you want to be in the community, and giving back and this, that, and third, and that's how you're serving. That's how you're serving. There's no. I don't care about the these. I don't care about the potential consequences possibly. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day. I'm sure they tell you I'm sure they tell you like they'd still do it. You know what I mean? They still do what they would have been doing. You know what I mean? Regardless, even if they knew the what was to come, that outcome. You know what I mean? So if you gotta understand what that means. You know what I mean? So that's why I said in the beginning. Serve, love, all of these. It's they're in one. So there's no excuse not to serve, whether you're a billionaire, millionaire, or not. It's just none. It's just not. You can serve in so many ways. Whether you're physically right there within the community, giving out, whatever you're giving out, Rolex watches. I don't, you know what I mean. Just but you guys get what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like you could be within the community, put a whole store in the community, grocery store, market, your company's your company's store in there, whatever whatever it is, you could be right there, or you could do it from afar and then have people kind of delegate that for you. You could, but regardless, that doesn't take away from the fact that you're serving. You could do it like that. Again, you could do it right there physically. You're actively involved either way, but like you could be within the community just to be there. You could be delegating it, make sure it's done the way you want it to be done, as if you were actually there. Set up certain things the way you want, meet and greets. I'm just giving examples of different ways you can serve with whatever you're doing. Giving out, doing food drives, whatever it is. But there's so many ways you can serve that you cannot. We could talk about this. We're having a conversation right now, but there's just no excuse. Financial status, it does not matter. Because if that, you know what I mean? Like, don't get caught up in that. Because of all the finances you have, if you have to give it up all the way, because at the end of the day, you can't take it with you. You can't take it with you. Once this life that we're in, once we go on, there's no, there's no taking all of those dollars or whatever currency. There's no taking that, right? You're not gonna hold on to that and just carry that, whatever that financial status means, all the way. You're not gonna take that. That's not gonna be buried with you. There's a reason why people don't bury their credit cards and their cash in the grave with them. For what? Because it'd be foolish. What are you gonna take that with you? You're not. You're no longer. That's no longer needed. Where where you're going, right? So that is. There's no excuse not to serve. Cause serve where you're at right now, wherever you're at right now, at what stage, whether it's super rich, not crazy rich, you know what I mean. Whatever stage you're at, it's just no excuse. Money is not a factor here. We're serving one another. We're showing love to one another. They're one and the same. So if you're telling me you can't serve someone, you're telling me you essentially saying, yo, I can't really show love to that person right now. I mean, love doesn't. I mean, serving someone does not necessarily have to be a physical thing. I don't have to necessarily give someone a gift to serve them. You know what I mean? That could be part of it. I mean, I'm not. But my point is, don't look at it in such a one sided or very limited perspective. If I have the opportunity or the means of giving somebody something that I know they need or that they want, I'm gonna do it. Now that would be selfish of me, or mean of me not to. If I know someone, maybe I know someone can't um of afford a place to store their food, a fridge, or their fridge is not working properly, and they're really tight on rent. Like I just know, or someone tells me someone who in that type of situation, and I have the financial means to meet that person's needs slash wants. Then why? You know what I mean? And I'm kind of just like yo, don't. It's all good, my sister. It's all good, my brother. You're gonna be all right. I'm gonna pray for you. It's gonna be okay. It's all right. I'm gonna just be uplifted. That would be mean of me, cause I know me personally, I know I could go out and get that. Like, just keep working hard. God's gonna provide a way. You're the way, bro. You're the way. Do something. You know what I mean? Like, well, if I have the financial means right now to do something like that, right? And someone told me about someone in that situation, or I know someone of that situation, um, and I'm someone, with the financial means to do that, I'm gonna do it. I'm serving. That's showing, and I'm serving slash showing love. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do that. That's just is. You know what I mean? It's very simple. But if I don't, then it's like, you know what I mean, I'm not gonna be out here trying to, because we have to be practical. I'm not gonna be out here. I don't have the financial means to get I don't even have a. Like, it's like me saying, it's like if you don't even have the a place to lay your head, right? You don't have a place to lay your head, and then you're not going to. It's not going to pop up in your head of trying to get that person afraid. I mean, it might. It might. It's people that could go above and beyond, but it's just that you wouldn't. That's not something that would occur to you because you don't have the means to do it. So you'd serve in another way. But like then it's very practical, very fine for you to be like, yo, I'm a pray. I mean, either situation is fine, but to pray someone. But in one situation, just you praying is kind of like, all right, why are you just praying if you have the means of answering that prayer, brother? Why are you praying for? You have the means of answering that prayer. You can still pray, but this particular need or want that you have, I don't have to. I could pray that you don't, that your situation gets better, but I have the ability to answer this prayer right now and do it, right? And then there's another situation where it's like I'm just gonna pray for you because I don't have the means to help you in that specific situation, and I don't really know anyone who may be able to, at least not right now. So I'm gonna pray for you, sister. I'm gonna pray for you, brother. It's like I hope that you get out this situation, and God really gets you out of this situation, and you find a place where you're able to, keep food, like to store food for a little bit, and so it doesn't go to waste, and you're able to really sustain yourself, and that's fine. But if you have and both is serving equally. That is showing love equally, right? So yeah, what I mean, it's simple stuff, really. But I mean, people, again, you might know these things, but if you don't apply it, then what's the point? I mean, you're not using wisdom, and some people might not know it. And then this is what we're here for, right? We talking right here, and we're providing wisdom, and that's something you could do. You know what I mean? But there's no, again, the point as we were talking about, you know, the reason I came up with those examples is because there's no excuse not to serve. What's your excuse? What's your excuse? You could talk to someone, you could uplift them, you could actually do something enough, physical, actually take action on it. There's no excuse to serve. I want to hear about monetary status, all of that. There's just no excuse not to serve. You're in a position to serve, and then, if there's just not, I can't give. There's no out. I can't give you. You know, we're not gonna give you guys an out here. There's no out not to serve. Show love, man. Show love. If you telling me you can't show love, then okay. If you're telling me you can't show love, then I see why you're saying you can't serve. That's because they're one and the same, right? One and the same. They are one and the same. But serving, man, to be of service. That's what this is about. To be of service. To be of service. Um, Take that and take all of the stereotypes or misconceptions that serving makes you any less than, makes you under someone, makes you no. Take that out. Again, if you're showing love, if you think showing love makes you weak or anything, take that out of your head right now. I'm not here to judge or make fun of it. Just simply put, showing love, serving, talking about the same things here, does not make you any less than or weak or under anyone. Come on now. Come on, it does not. And shout out to the waiters out there, the people, the bus boys, people that work at restaurants. Shout out to them, because if it wasn't for them, how you getting your food? Tell me how you getting your food. Tell me right now, real quick. Tell me how you getting your food right now. Tell me how you getting that excellent service. That waiter that puts a smile on your face. That waiter that's always so friendly to you. That makes it your meal that much more enjoyable just because of the excellent service. I don't know if you guys. I know a lot of y'all. Hey, don't tell me you haven't had that experience where you just had a great waiter, a great service that just made everything just so much more better or lively. Especially if you went to go out to eat by yourself. That's so dope, right? That service just gave you a pep to your stuff, a pep to your step, and kind of just like, wow, you know what I mean? Put a smile on your face and made you feel better. You know what I mean? Come on. Robots can't do that. You know what I mean? I think it'd be sad if at any point, they would automize, something like that and have that wouldn't be the same. And I think it'd be a very selfish and just very cold move if that was the case, But I mean, there's waiters, people's, are just restaurants, and I mean, look at it like that, man. Like you don't take that stuff for granted. Who's giving you food? It's like, yo, pull up, come get your food, come get your plate, come get your plate. It's ready. It's like, dang, you all comfortable, especially imagine you in the booth, and you gotta you gotta come out the booth. Like, yo, your food ready, chief. It's like, yo, you gotta go get my food for me, bro. You better go get your food. I ain't trying to get up. Your girl tell you, it's like, you better get your food yourself. I ain't getting your food for you, right? I'm telling you. Imagine we didn't have no waiters, no busboys, no one to clean the dish. All these jobs that some people will look down on or be like, humble beginnings, or this is kind of like, come on, son. Come on, son. We all have to, you know what I mean? Like, don't look at it like that. Not at all. We are all called to serve in one way or the other, and we need to serve. We just as we need to show love, and that's just the truth. That's just the truth of it. Like, real, and just, man. I mean, we need it. We need it, man. Serve one another. Serve one another. Next time you out to dinner or restaurant, whatever, say, appreciate your waiter. Don't forget to appreciate your waiter. For sure. Just keep that in the back of your head. Just appreciate the people that are serving you, for real. That are, cause I mean, it should be appreciated. Should be appreciated, and we should all be appreciated. We should all be appreciative of each other, because we all serve one another, in some way, and we all help each other. You know what I mean? We serve one another, sometimes without even realizing it. You don't realize it. I mean, come on. At the front desk, picking up calls, for people, or you're delivering mail, doing Uber, people that do DoorDash, people that deliver your furniture to your house, the people that build your bathroom, the plumbers. None of that is a service. None of that is serving you. Come on. We're all of service to one another. It's all of a sudden we kind of make it into something that it's only something we do when we're getting paid to do it. Come on. Come on. No. I mean, some people are doing some things just because of the monetary value, but in reality, the thing is, we have to serve one another, because how else are we going to progress and grow? You know what I mean? How else are we going to progress and grow? And that's a different level that you have to understand. You know what I mean? We have to, for us to have heat and all these things that we have, this technology that we have, all of it, it's really the means to serve one another and to help each other out. Because then why would we, there's some things that we individually may not need, and we're just buying it, but no, like, look around, there's things that we have because they are of use. People made it with the idea of not themselves in mind. Not themselves in mind, but of thinking of a better way they could serve the world, their community, whatever, you know what I mean? Something other than themselves, you know what I mean? Maybe they saw an issue or they saw a problem, and they were like, why are we cooking like this? Like, whoever made the stove, the oven, all these, you know what I mean? Like, why are we cooking on fire? There's got to be a better way to cook, so then not only can we just cook, not just for myself, but we could cook for a whole meal for families and such. You know what I mean? Because you also look at the way things are made. You know what I mean? It's like, an oven could be, or a stove oven could be way smaller than it is. But I'm pretty sure the person was thinking, like, what if you're trying to make more than one? You know what I mean? I think you don't really need something as big as this if you're only making maybe just for one person. A oven as big as most ovens are, right? They have enough space to cook about two or three things, right, in there, or like, bake something that, at least a couple people could share. Serving others is just a constant thing. It's a constant thing whether we realize it or not. But it's important that we're conscious of it, because when we're conscious of it, we're able to do it when it becomes something that's not something we do just because it's our job or we have a job to do when we serve people. No. Whether you're a plumber, whether you're a repairman, you're a designer, you're a technician, entrepreneur, whatever you're doing, businessman, whatever you're doing, it's not because of the monetary value coming in. Of course, we have to provide for ourselves again, but it's not because of that you serve. Serving is just a daily part of life that we have to understand. But again, once you can't clock out from serving one another, man, showing love. You don't. It's not something that is a job for you. It's something that should be conscious and a way of life that you intentionally, purposefully do, and for one another and for each and every person that we come across. Honestly, to the best of our ability. So yeah, that's what we're talking about here. Honestly, serve. Oof. Yo, this is a great topic. This is a great one. This is a great episode. And this is episode 7. This is episode 7, y'all. 5 star. And I'm already excited for the next episode as well. Man, I'm excited for everything that we drop out. Everything we drop out, I'm excited for. I got the energy. Y'all listen closely now. All right. I'm giving y'all a heads up early. All right. So that's it for this one. Episode 7, 5 star. Be of service today. You're gonna be anyway, but be conscious of it, right? Show love, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next episode 8, and love y'all, man. Catch y'all soon, and hope y'all got something from this. And appreciate all of y'all tuning in, all of y'all keeping up with us and everything, and much love again. Alrighty, catch y'all, man. Kwanza Global, we out. Peace.